some noise for Andrew DeWitt. So Mars was in the news. They think that there's life on Mars, or they found organic material on Mars that they're going to investigate. So let's give it up for Mars, huh? Come on, guys, let's get going. Mars, yeah! It's about time that planet got its due. You know, who here, are you guys in love with Mars? Do you guys like Mars? Do you like that planet? My little brother really liked Mars. In fact, when he was a little kid, he wrote a book in kindergarten called Freddy Krueger on Mars. And what it was one of those books where the teacher writes the story out ahead of time. Then my brother goes back in and he draws all the pictures. So it starts out like pretty normal. It's like, Will woke up one day and saw a rocket ship outside of his house. And so he got on the rocket ship and he rode it all the way to Mars. And Freddy Krueger was there. And then, like, this is where it gets kind of messed up because he's, like, stuffed 5 or 6 pages from home where he's drawn Freddy Krueger screaming and slashing and decapitating naked women. Like, hundreds of naked women are going, ah! And, like, Freddy Krueger's like, hey! And then, like, there's blood everywhere spilling onto the sand of the desert planet, you know? And then, like, the weird thing is, in every corner is a picture of a sad, crayon-drawn little boy, just like silently watching the murder take place, page after page. And then on the last page, he's got a picture of my brother in his rocket ship, smiling and waving goodbye, like he hadn't just witnessed hundreds of bizarre space murders on an alien planet. And then the last line of the book is, well, thanks for showing me Mars, Freddy Krueger. Gotta go. Just a normal day in the fantasy world. So that's pretty insane. Also insane is a fat guy going to a tanning salon, which was what I had to do in college. My ex-girlfriend talked me into going to a tanning salon so that I could get a base before we went to spring break in Panama City. She said, that way you won't feel so embarrassed about taking your shirt off. And I was like, that's what it is. That's what it is. I'm not tan enough. There you go. There you go. It's not these breasts. I just need to get a base on these breasts. That's what I just need a little base right here. A little base. This will be perfect. I feel like this will be money well spent. So anyway, she tricked me into doing it, and I went in there, and I can't believe I did this. No other fat people there ever, you know? Why would they go to a tanning salon, you know? And so I get into the thing, and I'm like doing the whole thing. I'm naked, I got a sock on my dick so it doesn't burn. You know, I got the glasses on. I'm like, this is nice. I can get used to this, you know, and I'm feeling like really nice. They got like 93.5 rock alternative playing on in the background. I'm like, yeah, this is pretty nice. And then like after my like 20 minutes or whatever, it does like a ding, and I try to get up. And I can't get up. Because a pool of sweat has collected on the small of my back, and I can't get up, and I'm trying to get up, and I'm going, and it's like making this awful sucking farting noise, and like the walls at the tanning salon only go up to like here, so you can't see anybody else naked, but like you can hear everything. So I'm just in there going, stop! This was a bad idea. And like I get out, and then like the next day, I look at myself in the mirror, and it's just one red sunburned square on the front of my chest, and then the same thing on my back, as if I'd laid down on a George Foreman grill. It looked hideous. And I was like, now I'm ready to take my shirt off. That was terrible. Terrible. $40. So I want to tell you guys real quick about the time I met Smokey the Bear for the first time. I was 4 years old. It was my last year of preschool. And the teacher came in and she said, boys and girls, we have a very special guest today. Smokey the Bear is here. And I took off my jacket and I threw it up in the air and I went, yeah! And then immediately she was like, Andrew, no. Because like, I'd been bad the rest of the week, so that was my last strike. So she sends me to the bad kids' room by myself while Smokey the Bear is there. And I'm in there and I'm crying and I'm so ashamed. And all I hear is roomfuls of laughter of children echoing up and down the halls of the preschool as Smokey the Bear's there, and I'm missing it. And I'm in there and I'm feeling so bad. And then finally, to my horror, Smokey the Bear comes into the bad kid's room with me. And I don't know what to say to him. And of course, he doesn't know what's going on. He's an actor in a bear suit. He doesn't care, He doesn't care about the problems of a 4-year-old. I'm turning around, he's like, "Why are you in this room by yourself, little boy?" And I turn around and cry and go, "Because I was bad." And then he goes, "Okay." He's like kind of getting nervous. Like, he doesn't know what's happening. He goes, "Well, what's your name, little boy?" Trying to calm me down. And I was so ashamed. This is what I said. I went, "I don't have a name." And he's like looking around like, "What the fuck? What am I doing with this?" He goes, "Well, I'm going to call you Brian." And I was like, "What the fuck? Brian?" And that wasn't coming out of my mouth, And then he was like, "Well, see you later, Brian." And in my head I'm screaming, "No, Smokey! No!" Psychically, I'm not talking. "No, Smokey! My name is Andrew! It's Andrew! Now Smokey will never know my true name!" So speaking of forest fires, I want to tell you guys about the time I went to a mountain house for New Year's Eve one time. And it was me and all my buddies, like 15 of us, just the dudes only, no chicks allowed, just the dudes. And what we did was we graduated college a semester late. And then what we were going to do was we were going to celebrate New Year's together in the mountains. And so the first thing we did was we ripped out all the clocks in the wall. Because no fucking clock was going to tell us when it was New Year's Eve. It was going to be on our time. Our time. And the second thing we did was we did a whole bunch of painkillers, and then we soaked a Christmas tree in gasoline and lighter fluid. And what was going to happen was I was going to breathe an Everclear fireball into the base of the Christmas tree at the stroke of midnight, our time, whenever we decided. They got me a coonskin hat, and I had a little raccoon, like David Crockett, got a raccoon tail on the end. The thing about Everclear fireballs is Everclear absorbs into your cheeks. So I was practicing fireballs all day. I was completely drunk. I was so drunk I could hardly stand. And I'm covered in alcohol, dribbling alcohol everywhere. And I'm like, "Yeah, let's do this! Let's do this! New Year's Eve! I'm gonna breathe fire! I'm a fireball man! I'm gonna breathe fire!" And they carry me down. They carry me down to the riverbed, right? And they're down, and so in case shit happens, they can kick the tree into the river. We're cool, right? And they're like, 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year! And a fucking huge fireball comes out of my mouth, and the tree just explodes, and then I'm on fire. My face is on fire, my hand is on fire, because I'm soaking in alcohol. And I'm like, "No, no!" Everyone's patting me down, and then this happened, which can only happen when dudes who are drinking without their girlfriends get together for too long. I hear a guy giggling, and while everyone else is patting me out, he's punching me in the stomach over and over again. And the thing was, I wasn't mad. I wanted to laugh, but there was no oxygen around my face because I was on fire. And then finally, the guy kicks the tree over. It goes into a pile of leaves. So we jump into the river and we're doing this to put the tree out. And it takes an hour and a half, and we're tired and we're burnt. And we feel disgusting. And then my buddy Fayaz looks at his watch, and it's 9:30. Word up, guys.